And the last question goes like, a production API suddenly starts returning HTTP 500 error. What steps would you follow to investigate? Hey Kodos, what's up? Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for amazing response for part 1 video, MetLife interview experience of senior .NET full stack developer. I hope you have understood the entire process of technical round 1. Here comes the second and final round, which is technical round 2. So this round is completely went on hands-on coding and problem solving on LINQ, SQL and performance troubleshooting. I have also attached the Notion sheet in the comment section, which includes all the concepts and the coding questions with solutions. I have added all the coding concepts at the end of the video, so do watch the video till the end. Before getting started, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. So starting with C# coding, as he is a .NET developer, he opted C# for his hands-on coding. So they have covered mainly on problem solving and coding fundamentals. Questions were mainly based on strings, arrays, which are very common in .NET interviews. The first question goes like, find the numbers of words in the string, and the given string is I am a .NET developer. You can see the expected output as 5. And the next question is, find the missing number from an array. And next comes to find the duplicate elements in the integer array. And few are from non-repeating characters in the string. Thereafter, 2 strings are anagram or not, and reversing the words in the sentence. These 6 questions are not completely asked in this particular round. I have gathered relevant questions as per this interview. The majorly focused questions are from number of words in the string and first non-repeating character in the string and reverse the words in the sentence. So these questions you can practice to get ahead from this interview. So after a basic coding discussion, we have moved to LINQ coding. LINQ is heavily used in enterprise .NET applications. So interviewers usually test real-world querying skills. These questions includes finding the highest salary by department and second highest salary and average salary of each department, top employees and grouping operations. So here you can practice more concepts on group by, order by descending and select, first or default and few aggregation functions as well. Here you can check the table for sample practice, focus mostly on LINQ coding. My recommendation is to practice LINQ extensively because it is frequently asked in senior .NET developer interviews. Here comes the SQL. As SQL was another major focus area in this round, the interviewer provided an employee table and asked multiple querying. These questions includes second highest salary, employees earning more than their managers, duplicate records, highest salary by department and top earners in each department. So here we can focus on major functions like row number, rank, dense rank. These are very important for this type of questions. Make sure to understand joins, subqueries, CTEs and grouping concepts. Here you can check the employee table, and first and foremost thing you need to understand entire employee table and the columns involved in it. What are the major foreign key and primary key involved in the table. And the next is all about the most interesting part, SQL performance and database. This section was more scenario based rather than query writing. The interviewer wanted to know how I can troubleshoot performance issues in real production systems. Like questions covered slow stored procedures, execution plans, missing indexes, parameter shifting, blocking and deadlocks. So here you can check the first question, like a stored procedure that normally takes 2 seconds is suddenly taking 15 seconds. How would you investigate this situation? So interview was completely went on application, API, the database, execution plan and indexes, blocking and CPU and input output. So here you can understand the concepts of indexing, stored procedures and functions and database sharding as well. Here you can also check the parameter sniffing and how can it affect stored procedure performance and how would you investigate blocking, deadlocks in SQL Server. So these are the major performance concepts that you can understand to explain these questions confidently. So here comes to the final part, like real-time coding scenarios. This was one of the most interesting parts of the interview. Instead of theory, the interviewer presented real-world production problems, like scenarios like slow APIs, production-only issues, duplicate records, scalability challenges, and HTTP 500 errors. So an API returns 1 lakh employee records and takes 8 seconds. How would you optimize it? And the next question goes like, an API works fast locally but is slow in production. How would you investigate this situation? Your database contains duplicate customer records. How would you identify, clean, and prevent future duplicates? And few or other more questions that you can refer. And the last question goes like, a production API suddenly starts returning HTTP 500 error. What steps would you follow to investigate? For every scenario, I followed a structured approach, like identifying the issue and collecting logs and metrics, analyzing the database performance, and check API response times, and validate infrastructure bottlenecks, and implement and verify fixes. Interviewer usually evaluate your debugging mindset here. Next comes to rapid fire kind of round. So in this round, the questions were short but required quick thinking. Example included finding max. So examples included finding max and minimum elements, and common elements between arrays and removing duplicates, palindrome checks, character frequency, and first non-repeating character. Check whether a string is palindrome or not, and find common elements between two arrays. Explain your approach, write a clean code, test the edge cases, and discuss time and space complexities. So in this round, even if you don't know the perfect solution, at least explain your thought process confidently. So here is the conclusion. Like overall, the round 2 was a combination of coding, LINQ, SQL performance optimization, and real world troubleshooting. Questions were practical and based on real enterprise application development. As we have given a great response for part 1 video, do check out part 2 video as well for better understanding and cracking this interview for a good package. If you are preparing for senior .NET full stack developer roles, focus on C# coding fundamentals, LINQ queries, advanced SQL, and API optimization. So thank you for watching the video till the end. See you in the next video. Bye.